Hello everyone, D&D Breakfast Club here. I'm back to do another tutorial. This time I'm going to be covering a product called Dungeondraft. Dungeondraft is a map making application where you can take your world map and zoom it in to the local level. You can make battle maps that you can put miniatures on. You can interact with the terrain and the objects around you. I'll go over a few of the pros and cons before we start. This tutorial is going to focus on the basics of Dungeondraft, that way you can jump in and get started for yourself, creating your own maps. A few of the pros. My first and foremost pro is that this software was made by the same developer of Wonderdraft. Megasploot really put his heart and his soul into Wonderdraft. He's continued to improve and develop the program, and it's worth your time to check out. I did a 4-part tutorial series on Wonderdraft, and I'll put a link in the description. It's worth checking out to see if you want to make larger world maps or region maps. The second pro is there's a lot of choices right out of the gate. This program just came out, it's in early access. If you've ever used any software or tried to play any early access games, you'll probably understand there's a lot of times where a newly released early access product, it just has no bones, it has no soul, it isn't fleshed out, and it lacks in quality and quantity alike. That being said, the developer made sure to release an early access product with more than just a bare bones kit. A third pro for this program is its intuitive UI. My biggest sell with Wonderdraft is that it was very easy to use and its controls were really intuitive. It continues to improve over the past year of release and makes it one of the top contenders for map making programs. I know I keep going back to Wonderdraft as a product, but it really is an amazing tool that keeps getting better over the past year. A few more pros about Dungeondraft is that you can make quick battle maps, it has auto wall generation, it's very simple to work with, it's got a lot of objects that you can use. We'll go over those in detail and you can see for yourself. There are cons about this program that we do need to talk about. The first one being, and the main con I believe, is that this program is in early access. Many people buying something want a completed product, something that's 100% finished with no bugs. You will not get that if you buy this product for $20. Just like Wonderdraft, when it came out, it had a lot of bugs, it had things that needed to be fixed, maps needed to be saved, sometimes your maps would be lost with new updates. There's going to be a lot that happens that you don't want it to. It doesn't work right all the time. However, Wonderdraft, once it was finally released, went up to $30. That's something to consider. It'll probably happen with Dungeondraft 2, where it's $20 in early access, final release will be $30. Don't take my word for that, that's up to the developer. I'm just going on the past history. The second con about the software is it has a very unique art style. That is a con in my opinion, because right now, without the ability to add your own assets, everyone's maps are going to kind of look the same. They're going to end up looking similar even if they're a completely different building or area. A third con is there's limited starting assets. And I say this half-heartedly. There are quite a few assets to pick from. There's tons of objects, things that you can choose. But I think it needs more. I think it needs different unique assets, and it needs the ability that you can upload your own assets or things that you download online. Another con, kind of relating to my last, is that there's features that are still missing. For one, adding your own assets. It is in development, that was stated by the developer, but we're still waiting on that. Other things that are missing, I need an overlay where I can import maps. I need Control-Z to work better when I want to undo certain actions. Sometimes those actions don't undo. I'd like to see more material brushes, changing colors of existing objects. There is more of a list, but you'll see as I make these maps, I'll have troubles with certain things. You'll understand what I'm talking about. One of the last cons I'll talk about in this video is the curving path tool. We won't be getting into that tool right away. It is difficult to work with. I will show it to you early on just to understand why I say it's difficult. Later we'll talk about how to use it better. Whew, that was a long-winded explanation. I think it needed to be done just so you can understand why or why you wouldn't buy this program. Let's go ahead and get into the basic tutorial where I'm going to teach you how to use the software. Make sure you're updated to the most recent version of Dungeondraft. Right now I'm on version 0.9.0.2. This is the early access version. By the time you're watching this video, it'll more than likely be released. It'll be an updated version. There's going to be things that aren't in this basic video, but this should get you started for what you need, and then I'll have some series coming out after the fact and after it's released that'll go over the new things that have been added. Let's go ahead and click New. Here we can pick our different sizes and different templates. Right now there's only 4 templates. 2 are made for printing, 2 are made for digital TVs. I'm going to select this 40-inch TV. The width is 35, the height is 20. I'm going to make it 19 because I'm using these on my overlay on Twitch and I know the exact height and width that I need. This works perfectly for mine. You can experiment with your own and see which size works best. Click OK. On the left hand side you have 5 different panels. You have Design, Terrain, Objects, Effects, Settings, and Select. We're going to start from the top and work our way down from Design. Click Design. When you click one of these panels on the left, it opens up new tools. You have your Floor Shape tool, Wall Shape, Portal tool, Cave Brush, and then clicking back gets you back to where you were. Eventually, I believe these are going to have quick links just like Dungeondraft did, where if you type maybe F, it'll go to Floor Shape. It's to be seen. In the end, let's hope that he lets us keybind everything just like he did for Dungeondraft. Go ahead and click your Floor Shape tool. This will bring up another panel, the third panel on the left, and it'll show you the different types of floors you can choose from. Right now, it looks like there's 12 different choices. They're each pretty unique. They have different uses. You can even use them for different things. For example, I use these sewer floors here, and I changed their color because I wanted to see something different than that murky green. Control Z undoes the last action. You have 3 different shapes you can choose from. You have square, circle, and then free points. Free points allow you to make different objects than you would normally with just a square or a circle. So for example, if I wanted to make a triangle, then I could do that right there. There are a few different walls that you can choose from. Remember that if you're making these floors with these walls, they will auto-generate. If you want walls inside your building, you're going to need to go to the Wall tool, and that's right under your Floor tool. You can also make floor plans without walls at all. For this building that I'm going to be designing, I'm going to make it simple. I want to make just a little cathedral. I'll have you follow along with me if you want on your own, or you can just watch and learn how to use the different tools for now. I'm going to make it a wooden floor. I'm going to use the wooden walls. I'm going to change the floor color a little, and that's right here if you click this bar. I don't know how this looks on the map yet, so first I'm just going to place it. And our cathedral is going to be something like this. Very simple. Something you might see in most battle maps. Down here on the lower section you see grid, snap, and this layer panel. Right now I want to get rid of my grid. I want to be able to see the floors better. So I'll just click that little button and it takes off the grid. If you want, you can also just press G on the keyboard. If you click the middle button in and move around, you can move the map left to right. I want to zoom in, so if I hold down Control and scroll wheel up, it zooms into my map. If I hold Control and move down on the scroll wheel, it zooms out. Now I'm going to change my floor color. I want it a little more warm in here. It is a cathedral after all. And then I'm going to change my wall color. And I'm not sure why right now, Eventually this will probably be fixed, but it doesn't seem like it wants to generate the walls when you change the color right away. Hitting Control Z fixes that for now. Hopefully there will be a better fix later. That's a little warmer of a color, more inviting a cathedral. The second tool I'm going to click is the wall tool. Actually, before we click the wall tool, I'm going to click the portal tool. This is where you can make doors. I'm going to use this threshold door. Our church is open to everyone. And just click 2 doors into place. I'm going to put the grid back on as well. I want to be able to see exactly if it's centered or not. That is not centered, so try it again. There we go, now my doors are centered on the entrance. Back to the wall tool. I want the wooden walls. Now you'll notice that the color is not the same. So I'm going to go and make sure that I change the color accordingly. On my floor shape tool, when I click the color bar for the walls, it gives you your color code, your hex number. I'm going to copy that with Control C. You can also right click copy. I'm not sure if the right click copy works yet. It should, but I've had a little trouble with it. So I'm just going to Control C on the keyboard. Go back to my wall tool. Control V. And it looks like it already was that color. So it must have changed when I changed the color on the floor shape tool. Take a little bit of a different layout here. Once I have my points, right click to confirm your selection. You can also double click. I'll go ahead and continue making the floor plans. I'm not exactly sure how I want it to look, so we'll just do something that fits my needs. We'll have a little back room right here. We'll put the altar up here. Maybe have some, I don't know what this could be, a prayer room or something. We'll have the benches. We'll just kind of wing it as we go. So I've got my floor plan. This can be our main floor. I might end up putting a basement in this cathedral just to show you how to work with levels. That'll be a little later though. Hey everyone, if you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, go ahead and leave a like or a comment. Anything you can do to help support this channel is much appreciated.